Interesting. Yeah.
I like your point about on you posted on your Instagram story about how like all these music labels and companies who have predominantly black artists signed to them aren't doing anything.
Don't even get me started on the music industry and just all these corporations. They don't care. It's sad, yes, but they don't care because but yeah, the music industry for sure is like nasty because they all make statements and the Blackout Tuesday thing, which I don't even
I didn't understand that. I didn't do it because I didn't understand. I said, wait, what? I was wondering why I got my timeline. I said, what happened to my post? I said, let me check my settings. I said, was there an upgrade I missed? I was so confused.
I was really confused too. What's selfishly, because it was my birthday, and so I was like, I got an Instagram. I was like, what the hell's going on? I was like, what are we doing here? And so that all is just, it gives me a headache. All that Blackout Tuesday, music industry, statements from corporations, all of it is like just fake activism. It's fake. It's not authentic.
Yeah.
Okay,
like, so I'm glad
goodness.
I'm glad you brought that up because yesterday you've seen this. Like, have you seen like if you're like an African American, whether it's a man or woman, they're like, I am a black man. Like, it's like I got tagged in that yesterday, and I was just like, oh, okay. And then I just literally I said, okay, and then I was just like, okay, by me posting a nice picture of myself and tagging 8 other people like it wants me to do, like, what is that actually gonna do? Like, that's just like fake woke. Like, hey, like I did something. I made like a quick little platform. I took my stance. Like, but like you're not doing anything actively to solve the problem or be part of the solution. Like, I've looked up research on like how I can join like the NAACP chapter, like where I live, like do some like actual like stuff that will benefit from that. But everybody thinks like, oh, let me go type something up real quick. Hey, look, I did something. Yeah. Or I'm about to go right at some white people's necks. Yes, some of these Christian white people, they will travel overseas to Africa every summer, pick up a black baby, make a post, come back to the United States, and not do a dang thing whenever injustice happens on a black person on their home soil. But they'll go next summer and pick up that black baby and be like, look what Jesus is teaching me and blah, blah, blah. No, it ain't enough.
Yep. Yeah, it's it's so annoying. And like, me, I'm very action oriented. I don't care about words. You're talking. It's cool. It's cute. It's fun. But if there's no action, I would rather have more actions than talking than the other way around. And it's just so nasty. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like people just I feel like people just trying to impress acquaintances. And and like people are the whole music industry thing. It's just like, you think they're gonna do something now? Like, it's like it's just, and people just want things changed now, but it can't. It's got to take years and decades, and it's not just gonna happen if you riot for the next 3 months. It's cool to riot. It's like, whatever, do your thing, but like, it's not like change. Microsoft isn't gonna be like, oh, we gotta hire 2 black people now. Like, the board, like,
okay. Yeah, like I get that point, and like I agree with you. I think that obviously, like, the rioting and tearing up stuff isn't gonna help because a lot of these own like businesses that are being destroyed are like black owned, minority people owned. Like, you just don't know who you're tearing up. Like, I agree with like the protest and all that stuff. Like, I think it will make it change like eventually because it forces legislation to be passed so these people will calm down. But the whole fact that like, the threat of like 50 black businesses like owned, it was like, if these people weren't doing that beforehand, what makes you think they're magically gonna start doing it now?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, yeah, it's like now y'all want to do this weird, like this activism thing. Like now is the time to fight racism.
No, but it's bad because like this fake activism, people make millions of dollars after being a fake activist, and they don't care about a cause. They're
Yeah.
just playing along people for money.
Mm-hmm. It's a nasty, nasty game, and yeah, so it's nasty. It almost feels like like a like social media wise, or just judging or pocket watching people. I don't know. It just feels like a what crabs in a bucket type of mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, you can't. You got to do that. No, you got to do that. It's just got to be more action and like what like the NFL. I know like and like I saw the NFL made some video this morning with the players. Cool, right? Like I don't.
Yeah.
Cancel me at any time. You have my you have permission. Yeah, it's yeah, music industry. It's not gonna do anything. Um, and I think. Oh, back to this. Like seeing all this activism, all this mess. Half the country votes. Like only half.
Thank you.
Like, it's and also, and it's even horribly worse in the local governments. Like 20%
Right.
vote. Like, get out of here with your activism. Like, you can't even vote in a local government, which is honestly might be almost as important as a presidential election because it's your community. With president election, you're just voting for like one person, identity, like two parties, blah blah blah. And you know, I weirdly I have voted in every possible election. I think 2014 was my first time. But yeah, it's just seeing all this, and you know, I'm sure you have peers too that were like, "I'm not going to vote," you know, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, and now they're like activists. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like,
that's why I made like a tweet the other day because like I voted in every possible election too because like I just believe like as a black man like people literally died for my rights. So like anytime I have the eligible right to vote and I'm able to get to the polls, I'm gonna vote. But I was like, you know, I don't want to hear you're protesting and rioting in June if you're just gonna sit home in November when the big election happens. You're just gonna sit home in general and don't vote because like the problem is you're right. Number one, we don't vote enough as a country. Only half of us vote in a presidential election. It's even worse in your own local election. But it's like, I don't get people that don't vote in their own local elections. So I'm like, if you want something to change within like your own constituents in your own region, like, why aren't you going to the poll?
Yeah.
Like, I hate the whole people that are like, well, my vote ain't gonna mean anything, so I ain't gonna vote.
Yeah. And that's like the most minimum thing you can do, I feel like, to change things. And like, do these petitions on Twitter actually work?
But I don't know, man. I see.
I'm asking the tough questions here.
Every other tweet is a petition for something new, and I'm just like, hold on, how many of these do we really need for this to become effective?
I have never signed a petition. No, I've never signed a petition that ultimately did something. And I don't know. Like
my thing is, why don't we like write our like, you know, our congressman more, like whoever is like our district representative? Like, why don't we like take like little small steps in that? Like, why we got to go on social media and be like, so and so, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's a lot of yelling out there.